Flosstube. Welcome back. This is Katie, Crafty Peacock Stitchery, Flosstube number 9. Welcome back to my channel for anybody who is a repeat subscriber. If you're just now finding me, hello. I hope you stick around and I'm glad that you stopped by. How's everyone doing with their Stitchmania? I'm loving seeing everybody's stuff on Instagram and YouTube, and oh, I love Stitchmania. It's like cross-stitch Christmas. Last year I didn't do Stitchmania at all because that was when I had first really stumbled onto Flosstube in general. Like maybe a month previously, I didn't have anywhere near enough time to prepare or even think about it, so I just enjoyed everybody else's enthusiasm. And this year I decided I didn't want to do starts, but I have decided to do WIPMaynia, and I've got 12 WIPs, so I wanted to touch every WIP at least twice in the month of May, so everything gets a little bit of love. Normally I'm semi-monogamous. I kind of pick one and I'll stitch on it for like a week until I get bored with it and I'll go on to another one. So WIP hopping is a little out of the norm for me, so for me that's what I'm doing. No starts, just because I just spent money on a computer and didn't really want to also spend money kitting stuff up, so I'll see about doing some maybe Stitchmania a la Lindy stitches next year and take some time throughout the year to kit some stuff up in preparation. But so far I am enjoying WIPMaynia. I'm liking having something new every day, and I'll get to all of those. I've got the WIPs that I've worked on so far, and this is a last minute decision too. I wasn't gonna do anything for Mania this year, and then I was like, you know what, I want to do something, so I'll just do my WIPs. And I'm glad I did. It's been fun so far, and I think it's going to continue to be fun. So yeah, let's just jump on into WIPs. The first one that came up for me was it Emily's house? It was Emily's house, which is this one. And I don't know if I've shown this bag yet here. I made this one. I make all my project bags. Yeah. I love the bicycle and the flowers. And then there's the interior fabric. I love this interior fabric. And I made the key fob too. Key fob? Zipper pull. They're basically the same thing, right? Basically the same thing. By the way, I did take the time to iron everything today. Whoa. I don't think I've ever ironed anything for a Flosstube before. So there's Emily's house for like few people in the world who have not seen this one yet. This is where I am at today. I ironed it and then I promptly folded it and put it back in the bag, so you know. We'll see how far that lasted. So for this one, I did the yellow on top of these windows. I did this little outline here, and then there was some missing from right here in this yellow, and none of this yellow was here. Oh, and I filled in these, I think these two, maybe it was just this one. I filled in one of the windows, I think just this window. So that's a lot of stitching. Like, this is on 36 count River Rock by Color and Cotton. So, like, from far away it doesn't look like a whole lot, but like that's a lot of stitches. I love this pattern. I cannot wait to have it up and framed. I did have to fix the border. That's another thing I did. So I hadn't worked on this one for a while because I messed up on the border and I put it in timeout. So somewhere over here, I want to say it's right here, there's an extra stitch. I put in an extra stitch accidentally. And maybe it's right here. Anyway, that doesn't matter. So I got over here to this bird and it wasn't lining up, and I'm like, oh, what did I do? And I went back and I found it and I'm like, okay, it's just one stitch. I can figure this out. But I didn't want to figure it out right then. I was mad at myself, so I just put it away. So when I brought it back out, I was like, okay, I need to fix this border so I can continue on with this with a happy heart. So what I did is right here, you know, so these are supposed to be like 3 stitches, right? They're more like 2.5. So this little stitch right here on the end, these two that are right on top of each other are like, they're squished. So they're 2 holes tall, but only 1 hole wide. And it squished 2 stitches down into 1 stitch. And now everything lines up and I'm happy again. So, and it's symmetrical because, you know, this is a very regular border, right? Like it's, if something is significantly off, especially right there in the center, it's gonna be noticeable. And I couldn't just do like, leave one out somewhere, because then like these would be too close to the flowers or something, and I couldn't do it that way. And I finally figured out a way to do it that would keep it symmetrical and would allow me peace. So, yay. I'm looking forward to getting that one back out again around mid-May. I am going to keep the orders, so I've already done my order for my patterns. I went ahead and just rolled everything. Oh, sorry, picking stuff back up. So whenever I'm through with all of my whips, I'll just start back over with Emily's house and do the exact same order as I did the first time, instead of re-rolling. But I have all of my order down in my planner for every day, so I don't have to think about it. I already know what I'm doing. I like knowing what I'm doing. Day 2 was Exploding Tardis. This one by Cat's Cross Stitchery on Etsy. Love this one. This is on 18 count Ivory Aida. And that's how far I am. So when I started this, I'd finished most of this diagonal except for this triangle right here. I hadn't done this triangle. Maybe I'd done a little bit into it. I don't remember exactly. It's on my Instagram. I'm posting before and after shots at the beginning of the day and then at the end of the day of every piece. So I did that, and then I did that. And I'd say that's a pretty good bit. That was 275 stitches. I do like knowing how much I've stitched. It's interesting to me because I don't track my stitches at all. Like, I don't keep track of them. I don't make a note of them even in my head, except for with this one because it's so easy. You know, you finish a block, that's 100 stitches. I had to fix this NeedleMinder too. 2 of the little gems came out. This is an antique button that my mom gave me. Thanks, Mama. She gave them to me for my wedding, and I was gonna like put them on my shoes, but everything in my wedding was DIY basically, so that did not happen. But they're vintage, and the little gems are, you know, just glued in, and they come out every now and then. So 2 of them had come out like a while back and they vanished, so I never did find them. but she gave me 2 buttons, so I've been cannibalizing the other one and putting them back in here. So I went ahead and did that with the 2 that came out, and I went around on this one and gave each gem a good yank to see which ones were loose. And the ones that fell out, I went ahead and put back in with E6000. So hopefully this one will keep from now on. For a second I thought I wanted to come out. That would have sucked. I love this one so much. It's so pretty. Anyway. Oh, and this one is in my elephant bag. Final front. And this is like a thick, canvasy, it's not, I think Mom called it duck cloth. Is it duck cloth? I don't know. Thicker than quilting cotton for sure. Today is day 3 of Stitchmania. I forgot to say that. Today is May 3rd. And today I'm doing 3 pumpkin ladies. And this is by The Little Stitcher on Etsy. This is the one that I call Delightfully Creepy, because it is. And this is how far I am. I've done a little bit. I've put in a couple of rows here today, like maybe 2 or 3, not very many. And then I decided I'm gonna go ahead and do this Flosstube so I don't get to the end of the day and be like, oh, I never did that. Because that's how I go 3 months without doing a Flosstube. So we'll see how far I can get on this one. I'm not super excited about stitching on this one. I'm not gonna lie. I like it. I'm just not in Halloween mood, but it is a whip, so it gets its day. It gets its day in my hands for WIPMaynia. Words are hard today, sorry guys. So yeah, we'll see how far I get. I may do a few more and then just come in here and make a project bag. Like I said, I'm not excited about this one. What's tomorrow? Got my little planner here. What am I doing tomorrow? Tomorrow is Harry Potter. I'm more excited about Harry Potter. And then this one is not one that I've done for WIPMaynia yet. Just one that I started because it's awesome. And a forest grew. I've been waiting to start this all year. Finally got to start it on the 24th of April for Arbor Day. All the trees. One of the hashtags for this is all the frickin' trees. Because there are indeed a lot of trees. I think, okay, so on Instagram, there's another one that was done where the verse was different. They said, I believe they said Lindy Stitches did the charting for it. So I'm gonna get with her and see if she still has that chart. I'm gonna get with Lindy Stitches and see if she still has that, if I can get that from her somehow. Because I really preferred the verse that Lindy Stitches charted out as opposed to the original. This one's fine, but the other one kind of spoke to me a little bit more. So that's beautiful. And this one is in a new project bag. I just finished this one. Cacti and succulents. I love this one so much. I saw this fabric and I just had to have it. The interior is like this pretty medallion fabric. Love it. Love it. And here's how far I am on this one. Yeah. Oh, lighting is so good today. Okay. So this is on 40 Count Platinum by Zweigart. And I love the little pink blossoms in this. I just barely missed finishing this tree. Like, there's like a stitch here, and then a tiny little bit of trunk. And that was it. I was so close to being done, and Tyler was like, okay, hon, let's go to bed. And I'm like, I almost finished my tree. So, but I'll get to finish that on Tuesday. This is Tuesday's pattern. And don't you just love these little cardinals? I love them so much. There's a deceptive amount of different colors in these cardinals. There's like 6 different reds. But man, they have so much dimension. And they have so much life. And every tree I do, I'm like, that's my new favorite tree. Because I love all the trees. I love this NeedleMinder too. I've made all of my NeedleMinders. All of them. I have 2. I have 2 NeedleMinders. I made this one too. This one used to be an earring that my best friend gave me as a bridesmaid's gift in her wedding. She gave all of us similar earrings, like they were all this color by the same maker, and we all got like a different design in the same color, and this one was mine. And she knows me so well because I instantly was like, these are the best. And we all said the same thing. We're like, oh, you picked the perfect ones for us. Because I thought these were the prettiest ones that any of us got, and we all thought that we got the prettiest ones. So she did a good job. So she actually has the other one. I made them both in NeedleMinders, and she has the other set of earring. She has the other earring, and I've got this one. Because I don't really wear, these were pin back earrings. These were like butterfly back earrings, and my ears are stretched, so I don't really wear them a whole lot. I can, but it's a special occasion thing. So this was a way for me to see it more often and get more use out of it. And now we have matching NeedleMinders, which is adorable. Oh, right, back in the project bag. It's gotta go back. And that's it for my whips. It's amazing how you don't have a million whips to show when you don't go 3 months without filming, right? Funny how that works. I do have some finishes though. Finishes, plural. I have 2 finishes. The first one, this one has been making the rounds on Instagram. Fox in a Dress. This is Light by Barbara Anna, but I call it Fox in a Dress because that's what it is. This is one of the freebie patterns that were put out for COVID-19 quarantine, and I just loved it. I thought it was so pretty, and I broke down and I got it. I went and downloaded it so I could do it. I did have to do my own color conversion on this. Oh, this is on 36 count River Rock, the same as Emily's house. It's the exact same fabric. But I didn't have some of the colors for this, and I thought I didn't have the colors. I'll get to that. So the color for the dress is 3750. That is my favorite, dark blue. I love it. I picked, you can barely see it. I kind of wish I'd gone with a different color for this, but the light blue for the sleeve and some of the snowflakes is like a very, very light blue. And then that's B5200 also in the snowflakes. And then for the leaves, I had to pick different greens for those because I didn't have either of the colors. And I really did not have those. I did not have either of those. And then for the fox, I thought I did not have the main color that she charted. Turns out I did. I got it for And a Forest Grew. So I had it, but I had not taken the time to put them in my inventory or bobbinate them. So I did not know that I had it until right before that started, I bobbinated all of those, and I'm like, oh, here's that color, dadgummit. So that's a little bit different, but it's mine, and it's my colors, and I'm happy with it. I showed it to Tyler, and he was like, okay, so what's the story of this one? Is it like is it telling a story or something? And I'm like, no, it's just a fox in a dress. And he was like, it looks like it should, though. There's like a lantern and a key and the little village. And I'm like, I know, but like, this is how cross stitch works. We like keys and lanterns and little houses, so we put them in a lot of our patterns. So the fact that this didn't have a story that it was telling kind of threw him for a loop, but oh, I just love it. And I was going to frame it. Sorry, I think I just hit my camera setup. I was gonna frame it because that's like my go-to for finishing, but someone mentioned, I don't remember who it was that mentioned this, but they said that they were thinking about making it into a project bag, and I was like, oh, a project bag, yes. So once the world opens back up and I can go fabric hunting, I may have some fabric that'll work for this. I'll see what my stash has. But if I don't have anything that'll really work, I'm gonna go fabric hunting. I kind of want a fox fabric, right? At least for the interior. Like maybe a more subtle fabric for the exterior and then a fox fabric for the inside. Yeah. And then put this on the front, like right there. Oh, that's such a good size. Yes. I have a little border of whatever fabric. Oh, that's so perfect. I'm totally doing that. And that way I can have it out all the time. And I can still display other things on my wall with frames. So yeah, that is finish number 1. I want to say I finished that on Tuesday or Wednesday. Maybe recently. Also, I have so much to say about this one. I put it up on Instagram. I'm like, I finished it. And then I realized I left out a leaf. This leaf. I did not stitch that leaf. So, and no one said anything. Like, either they didn't notice or they were too polite. So, and I just saw like, oh, I missed a leaf. So, right before this video, I got out the color that I used for that leaf and I stitched it real quick. So it would actually be done. It is, in truth, finished now. The other one, okay, so backstory. A while back, when I first made my Ort jar pincushion, and I started just throwing my orts in there, right? Tyler was like, are you keeping them for a reason? And I'm like, no, they're just, it's a way for me to corral them so they don't just go everywhere and the cats chew them and eat them and whatnot, and they scatter all over the house. It's just a way for me to keep my space clean. And he was like, okay, well, when you get a full jar, I want it. I want a jar of your orts. And I'm like, why? And he was like, because it's pretty and it reminds me of you. And I melted. He's such a sweet man. I love him so much. So that was so adorable. And I was like, okay, well, I need to make this special because that's just so sweet. And I can't let that go without making it even sweeter because we're disgusting like that. So he's a gamer. He plays video games as his hobby, and one of the games that he really likes is Portal. So I made him an Ort jar. This is all the Orts from last year, I guess, or maybe the year before. It's been a while. There's even a sparkle in there. That's right there. That's DMC Light Effects. And when I gave it to him, he was like, oh, did you intentionally weave the sparkly thread in there? I'm like, no, that just happened. But anyway, so he likes Portal. And I had to find a pattern that was small enough to fit on this lid because, you know, there's not terribly many, and there's not terribly many game patterns that I liked well enough to put on here. But there is a little companion cube pattern out there, and this pattern, let me see if I can get it to focus better. Maybe. This pattern is by PDX Stitch. She is on Instagram and she has a blog, so I'll link her down below. But she did a great job designing this one. I had to pick my own colors on this as well. I didn't have the color that's the light gray. I didn't have the light pink. The light pink that I chose is actually Rosy Glow by Classic Colorworks. And it's a little bit lighter than the one that she had, so I added the back stitching. She did not have back stitching on hers, but the Rosy Glow did not have nearly enough contrast with that gray, so I gave it a little extra. But I think it turned out really good, and he loved it. He thought it was sweet, and he keeps it on his computer desk. I'm telling you guys, we're disgusting. So that is whips and finishes, and I didn't bring them in here, but I have two patterns, two whips that I have decided to UFO. I'm giving up on them. I've never given up on patterns before, but I'm not excited for them anymore. I don't know, I just lost my mojo for these two. The first one is Office Sweet Office by Stitcherovia. I'll put a image up of it. When I got it, I was like, oh, this is so cute. I cannot wait to get this done. But it's huge. It is so much bigger than I thought it was going to be, and I kind of lost my steam on it. And I think I have a cat visiting. So yeah, every time my tiny decision wheel comes to it, I'm like, oh, and I hit the wheel again. So I think I need to just let that one go. And I am gonna rip it out and salvage the fabric because I was stitching it on 32 count vintage cedar plank by Lakeside Linen, and that's some good fabric, and it's a big piece. So yeah, I'm saving that one. And you know, it's a PDF pattern, so I'll still have it if I ever decide to stitch it again. We'll see. The other one, and this one hurts me a little bit to say, but at the same time, I think I still need to let it go, is the Peacock Tapestry by Teresa Winsler. It is a beautiful piece. It is. It's gorgeous. But it's like Office Sweet Office. I'm just not excited to stitch on it. And I'll put a picture up of that one too. It's not something that I want to stitch on right now for whatever reason. I don't know if it's the complexity of it, and that's going to be really ironic considering what I've got to show you in haul. But for whatever reason, I'm just not wanting to stitch on it right now, so I'm just going to let it go. Maybe I'll get back to it one day. We'll see. I don't know what I'll do with that pattern. I do have the physical copy of that one, so I'll hold on to it and see where life goes with Peacock Tapestry. But I do have another, hang on, all of my patterns are right here. Where's Dimensions? Here it is. Because I have this one, and I got this for Christmas. And between this and the Teresa Winsler one, I think this one's prettier. And if I'm gonna stitch on a peacock and display a peacock cross stitch, this is the one that I would pick, you know? So I'll stitch this one sometime soon. I might swap out the fabric. I haven't decided yet. I'll probably still do Aida, but I might find a softer Aida because this stuff is always so scratchy. I might get a softer Aida by one of our lovely hand dyers in the community. So yeah, UFO section, not a section that comes up very often, thankfully. But next section is haul. And I weirdly do not have anything to show you. Like, I don't have a physical thing to show you, but I have bought stuff. So the first one, and remember I said something ironic with the peacock tapestry being too complicated? I bought Chatelaine. I finally bought the Chatelaine that I've been drooling over for like a year. I'm gonna put a picture up of it. It's the, what's it called? Japanese Zen Garden Mandala. I love this one so much. It's so pretty. And I don't have a physical thing to show you because I don't have a printer. Like, I can't print out a cover sheet. So it's all PDF. I did buy the PDF directly from the Chatelaine website. Everyone says to do that, and after I got the pattern, I'm so glad I did that. Zoom in is a requirement for these. I don't know how people do this on a paper pattern and not go blind. But I am really looking forward to doing that one. My plan, my hope, is that I will be able to save up enough to get the kit for this so I can do a birthday start with it. I want this to be my birthday start this year. But I do not have the kit for it yet. I'm gonna have to save up to get this one. And hopefully I'll be able to save up enough to get it in time for me to start it on August 14th, which is also World Cross Stitch Day this year. I know, my birthday falls on World Cross Stitch Day. I'm so excited. I took that day off work. Personal holiday. The second thing I got is this adorable pattern. And this is, I think she just calls it Spyro, maybe Spyro the Dragon. But the shop is Cross Stitch Salon on Etsy. PDF pattern. Again, I don't have a printout to show you. But I think this is adorable. This was one of my favorite games as a kid. I don't know how many hours I sunk into these games. And I had all of them. I had every Spyro game. And I beat most of them. I didn't beat Year of the Dragonfly. And I beat Ripto's Rage. I don't remember the other one, the name of the other one that I didn't beat. But yeah, I love Spyro, and I cannot wait to stitch this one. Don't know when I'll get to it, but it is all DMC, charted in DMC. I think I want to get a blue fabric for this one, so he's like in the sky. See if I can find one that's clouds. Looks like clouds. And the third thing I got is a NeedleMinder. It is not here yet. It has not shipped yet. I got the 24 hours of cross stitch NeedleMinder from It's Charm School on Etsy. She teamed up with Jen, Works and Stitches, who does 24 hours of cross stitch, designed it. It is so cute. I'll put a picture up of it, and I'll put a link down below to her shop if you want it to. I saw it and I was like, I need it. I wasn't able to do 24 hours of cross stitch this time. That was this past weekend, because I was helping my friend move into her new house. So, you know, that trumped 24 hours of cross stitch. But as a way to console myself that I didn't get to do 24 hours of cross stitch, I bought the NeedleMinder. So she's making them as fast as she can, I know, and getting them out as quickly as she can. I'm super excited for mine to get here though. So cute. This is the first NeedleMinder I've ever bought. Like, I have 2 NeedleMinders. I made both of them. I have another thing that I want to make into a NeedleMinder, and I've ordered the magnets because it needs a small magnet. So once those magnets get here, I'll be able to show that next time. And I think, oh, of course, course, shout outs. How could I almost forget the shout outs? Gotta have these in here. So the first one is Kim, Barbara's daughter. Barbara's daughter is her channel name, and I love the story of how she came up with her channel name. Apparently that's how she gets introduced to people. She's like, oh, this is Kim, this is Barbara's daughter. And I feel that because, Mom, what do I get all the time? This is Katie, this is Debbie's daughter. So that resonated, and she's great. She's got some beautiful, beautiful pieces, great project bags, and the little project pattern book. Oh, that's amazing. Might have to stop it and look at it a few times and try to figure out how it was made so I can make one for myself. I don't know why I would even need one. I keep all my patterns in a file drawer. Whatever. I just like to make things. So anyway, go check her out. Her link is down there. Second is Bree with Bree's Stitching Stuff. She's pretty great too. I really enjoyed her channel. Go check her out too. And the third is Karen, and I feel like I haven't shouted her out yet, and I'm not sure why because I've watched her for a while now. But Sassenach Stitcher is the name of her channel, and she's down there. Man, she's doing the Autumn Quaker in the Valdani threads, and it's a beauty. So go check her out too. All those links are down there, and I think that's it. That's all I've got in my notes. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it here before I start rambling about nothing. And I'll see you next time. Namaste, y'all.